They say Nassau is very walkable. It's easy to explore on your own. But do we recommend that for a first timer? Let's find out. Please consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any of our adventures. We grew up with paper maps. We have smartphones. We work in IT. We downloaded the top 10 places to go in Nassau and walked off the ship with confidence. Getting off the ship, we couldn't believe how many large ships were already in port, including 2 RoyalCaribbean Oasis-class ships. That's over 12,000 people right there. On our port day, there were 4 ships, but Nassau could actually hold 6 large cruise ships.
People here today.
Oasis.
So we get to see Oasis, and then tomorrow we get to see Utopia.
Right, the latest Oasis.
A brand new Oasis.
I feel like Allure maybe was the first Oasis. On this trip, maybe we'll see the first Oasis and the latest Oasis.
And there's Goofy hanging off the back of the Disney Magic.
Disney Magic. And then a carnival.
I'll take just a second, stop here. And so
These are 4 big ships. There's going to be a lot of people in port today.
good thing we have nothing scheduled.
Carnival elation.
They're elated to be at the Bahamas today.
The dad jokes never end.
Right. And for Disney, they think it's magic that they're in Nassau today.
It's alluring to be in Nassau.
It's alluring, right.
I feel the harmony of the people in Nassau.
What are we in front of here, Nana?
The governor's mansion.
Check that out.
Amazing. And then look directly in front of us. What a beautiful little street. So you can get those colorful steps over there. It's really pretty. It's very humid, but very beautiful. Our first stop is the Governor's Mansion, which is officially known as the Government House. It is the official residence of the Governor General of the Bahamas. Initially, we weren't sure if we were in the right place because the statue of Columbus is missing. It's an historic and iconic building that serves as a symbol of British colonial heritage and the modern-day parliamentary democracy of the Bahamas. See this bike tour? You know what's missing? Helmets. Do not ride a bike without helmets.
Warning! Biophysical experiments extremely dangerous to Earth people.
The drivers go pretty fast on these streets, and if you're an American, they drive on the opposite side of the road, so it can be very confusing and dangerous. From here, we ask Google Maps to take us to Queen's Staircase. There are 2 ways to get to the Queen's Staircase from the cruise port. The shorter walk, where you arrive at the bottom of the stairs, or the longer walk, where you arrive at the top of the stairs. Regardless of where we started, Google Maps would only show us one way, the long way to the top. Nassau is a popular tourist destination, but like any city, it has areas where caution is advisable. If you stay in the tourist areas, like Paradise Island, downtown Nassau area, near the cruise port, these areas are generally safe for walking during the day. East Street.
Oh, look.
Oh, that's
We're
fun.
not too far from the ships. There's that carnival. The RF house. No idea what it is.
Nope.
It's got some cannons out front, so it's well fortified. And here's the police department, police headquarters. As we're turning on Prison Lane.
While we were never approached or unsafe on these back streets, we also never felt comfortable. The feeling of unease and not really knowing if Google Maps was taking us away from the main tourist zones was a bit sketchy since it was our first time here. I think if we were in a larger group of people or if we were on a guided tour, obviously these feelings would have been different. You can see here Fort Finn Castle, and it's located at the top of the staircase. It's a fortress that was built in 1793 for defense purposes. It offers panoramic views of Nassau and the harbor. The Queen's Staircase is one of Nassau's most iconic historical landmarks. Located in the Fort Finn Castle Historic Complex, the staircase consists of 66 steps carved out of solid limestone rock. It was constructed by enslaved Africans in the late 18th century, between 1793 and 1794, serving as a direct passageway from Nassau to Fort Finn Castle. The staircase is surrounded by lush tropical vegetation, making it a serene and picturesque spot. A small waterfall and shaded area enhances the natural beauty of the site. Queen's Staircase was named in honor of Queen Victoria, who reigned from 1837 to 1901 and is credited with influencing the abolition of slavery in the Bahamas. The staircase stands as tribute to the labor and craftsmanship of enslaved workers. The limestone steps were hand-carved, making them a testament to the architectural ingenuity of the era.
Down there, Nana?
Yeah, you want to show it?
Poppy's all sweaty.
Yeah, it's very hot. It's very humid.
Right?
Yep.
I just wasn't
So,
sure
Poppy,
that
we definitely went the long way to Queen's
definitely
Staircase. And
we went the long way, but we got to see what was the other
we saw
building
the mansion,
Yeah, we saw the mansion.
the governor's mansion. We saw police headquarters.
Right.
So, you know, from the outside. From the outside, not from the inside. So
Right.
that's good. And
Hopefully-
this is actually just really beautiful walking through here. And it's actually kind of nice and cool. So I will take that. And looks like they have restrooms here as well. So if you are coming down here, they have restrooms, which is nice.
Restrooms.
Restrooms, key. I'm gonna turn around. There it is. Queen's Staircase. Pretty cool. I'm glad we came and did this. Our third and ultimately our final stop for the day is the Nassau Straw Market. It's situated on Bay Street, a major thoroughfare near the cruise port. It's easily accessible by foot if you're arriving on a cruise ship or if you're staying in downtown Nassau. The Nassau Straw Market is a popular and historic marketplace. It's one of the most well-known attractions in the city, offering visitors a chance to experience authentic Bahamian culture, shop for local handcrafts, and interact with local artisans. So we're walking back to the ship. You can see it's really humid. Poppy's soaking wet, sweat. But they make you walk, even though you can see the entrance to the ships, they won't let you go in. You have to walk all the way to the end of where all the shops are, and then you can get back in. So
We can go in here.
excellent. It's like Disneyland, where they make you, at the end of each ride, you walk through a gift shop. They're gonna get you. But we finally are able to get back in. If you didn't want to venture out at all, there are so many shops just right inside the cruise port. You can get your hair braided. You can get a ton of different souvenirs or other things. You might pay a little bit more money being in the cruise port, but if it's hot and you don't feel like getting out, it's an option. And don't miss the 3D digital show just as you're either getting off or back on to your cruise ship. To see this in its entirety, click on the link in the upper right-hand corner.
12:30, and here's all the people still coming off ships as we're heading back on. So Nassau's a very busy port.
I can't even imagine with 2 more big ships here.
Yeah, if you had
It'd be
another ship or
insane.
2. We don't know how many.
So for your first time in Nassau, Bahamas, do you recommend exploring on your own? Well, if we could do it over again, we would have taken a walking excursion, a walking tour for like $40 to $60 per person to get the lay of the land. And we would have felt a lot more comfortable exploring. Now, when we go back to Nassau, which I'm sure we will we pay for an excursion then? Probably not, because now we have the lay of the land and a better idea of what we would want to do. Until next time, Nassau. Nana and Poppy were a little timid this time, but next time we are at your port, we will continue to explore. Happy cruising, everybody, and don't forget to like and subscribe.